Multiple members of Congress were arrested just yesterday by Capitol Police while participating in a protest over the recent destruction of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court. Let's throw up some of the video and you'll get to see, you can see a little bit right there, but can we go full screen on that? You can see they're doing chants and they're organizing. It's a bunch of regular people as well as elected officials. Representatives Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley, Jackie Speier, Bonnie Watson Coleman, Rashida Tlaib, Cori Bush, Katherine Clark, Andy Levin, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Alma Adams, Veronica Escobar, Carolyn Maloney as well were all arrested. That's great. You know, I always want more, so I wonder why. Well, where are the rest? There's a lot of other good progressives at the very least. Why aren't they out there? But that's good. That's good. I want to see them being willing to do this. And I know that it's not like they're risking much necessarily. They'll take it. They'll have to pay off a little bit of money, according to AOC stories. It's like $50, but it draws attention to it. And like that, we do need that. That is not the most important thing. That's not the only thing we need. And if that's all we get, that's not enough. But you do need to draw attention to it. And Ilhan Omar is attempting to do that, tweeting afterward. Today I was arrested while participating in a civil disobedience action with my fellow members of Congress outside the Supreme Court. I will continue to do everything in my power to raise the alarm about the assault on our reproductive rights. And thank God that you do. These are important issues. Remember when Cori Bush, like it took her protesting to get the government to acknowledge that, oh wait, if millions of people are evicted or have their houses foreclosed on, that would be a bad thing. And like really early on raised awareness of that. That led to a little bit of help, and then eventually the government forgot, and now a bunch of people are being evicted and all that. So she was right. But Cori Bush goes on to say the Supreme Court will not stop us. Even though they arrested us, we won't stop our organizing, agitating, and legislating for justice. We got us. And Representative Veronica Escobar as well, saying our rights are on the line, #bans off our bodies. Like people have to be fired up about this. Now, I wish that it wasn't so much on regular people, since the people in positions of actual power aren't nearly as passionate about this as the representatives that were just arrested, JR. But we got to keep people's attention on this. It's too important to move on from.
Yeah, when it comes to stuff like this, and we always see, not always, but enough, we see protests, especially when it comes to blocking the streets, people getting arrested, but then you get some bigger names. And this is, again, not uncommon when it comes to politicians looking to bring some attention to it. And this will bring more attention. We've seen the protests across the country from the day that they overturned women's rights over their own bodies. So I think this is, at least it's positive. It goes in that direction. It's just that next step has to be, so then what are we doing next? Like then now that we got some attention, we saw that AOC and Cori Bush and everyone got arrested. What's that next step? And we know that, I'm not saying that they're not, but that needs to be highlighted next as well. Because then the only thing honestly at this point is getting people on the record, as they did with this other legislation, to get folks that are against this type of stuff on the record after this happened and after seeing the numbers of people who actually are upset about it across the board and across the country, the things that they're ignoring. This is then when you start hitting them over the head with, and after we've done these protests, we're arrested, and look who's still in support of these types of limiting oppressive laws and these decisions from the Supreme Court. That's where the decision making has to turn. The whole point about this is to get more people that maybe aren't on your side or are leaning towards your side, but still like the bigotry part of everything else the Republicans do. Maybe get them to understand this is probably one of the bigger issues.
Yeah, and by the way, this is perhaps timed to draw attention to this issue in advance of later on this week. The House is going to be voting to codify reproductive rights as well. Right. Again, its likelihood in the Senate is about the same as that of the bill legalizing same-sex marriage, but they're in the House. This is what they can do. So hopefully the president maybe is listening. Wouldn't that be nice?